Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is FixerMed. Welcome to my high-yield immunology review series for the USMLE Step 1, NBME CBSE, and NBME CAS examinations. This will be part 1 of a multi-part video series covering the entire discipline of immunology in a comprehensive but high-yield manner. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on today's content. Before we get started, I'd like to open up with a brief overview of what we're going to be covering today. Primarily, it's going to just serve as an introduction to the major histocompatibility complex. I'm going to give you a simplified comparison of MHC1 and MHC2 for USMLE prep. Understand the role of MHC molecules in antigen presentation. We'll be going into a deeper look into that and why the MHC complex is such a crucial concept for immunology and clinical medicine. Simple definition here: MHC1, found on all nucleated cells, presents intracellular pathogens to CD8 plus T cells. MHC2, present on antigen presenting cells, display extracellular pathogens to CD4 plus T cells. Familiarity with MHC is essential for grasping immune response and clinical application understanding. Let's go ahead and move on here. So MHC1 is located on all nucleated cells besides RBCs. MHC1 interacts with CD8 plus T cells. It binds to T cell receptor and CD8. It's associated with the beta-2 microglobulin and TAP protein for antigen loading. Primary purpose of it is to display intracellular pathogens to T cells. Viruses, some bacteria are examples of T cells. The main associated drug to know for MHC1 is bortezomib. Don't really know how to pronounce it, but this reduces MHC1 antigen presentation to CD8 plus T cells, but just make sure you know that drug since it's a very high yield. Moving on. MHC2 is primarily located on antigen presenting cells. Examples include dendritic cells, macrophages, B cells. MHC2 interacts with CD4 plus T cell. MHC2 binds to T cell receptor and CD4. After release of invariant chain within acidified endosome is when its antigen loading process begins. Primary purpose of MHC2 is to display phagocytosed extracellular pathogens to T cells, like most bacteria, fungi, and parasites. Primary drug associated with MHC2 is gold salts, which is used for rheumatoid arthritis, which inhibits both MHC1 and 2. So bortezomib is used for MHC1. Gold salts can be used for MHC1 and 2 and rheumatoid arthritis. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some questions. Which of the following accurately describes the key difference between MHC1 and MHC2 molecules? All right, I think I gave you guys enough time here. I'm gonna go ahead and move on now. If you need more time, please feel free to pause the video. If not, moving on now. MHC1 molecules are predominantly found on the surface of all nucleated cells, excluding red blood cells, and are responsible for presenting antigens derived from intracellular pathogens such as viruses and some bacteria to CD8 plus T cells. On the other hand, MHC2 molecules are primarily expressed on antigen-presenting cells, APCs, such as dendritic cells, macrophages, and B cells. They present antigens derived from extracellular pathogens, including most bacteria, fungi, and parasites, to CD4 plus T cells. Therefore, the correct answer is C. MHC1 displays intracellular pathogens to T cells, while MHC2 presents extracellular pathogens. Let's go ahead and see why the other answer choices are incorrect. A. This option incorrectly states that MHC1 is exclusively found on antigen-presenting cells, which is false. MHC1 is present on all nucleated cells, not just APCs. MHC1 interacts with CD8 plus T cells, not CD4 plus T cells. MHC2 interacts with CD4 plus T cells. Antigen loading onto MHC1 occurs through the association with beta-2 microglobulin and the TAP protein, not through the release of the invariant chain within an acidified endosome. This statement describes the antigen loading process for MHC2, not MHC1. Bortezomib is a proteasome inhibitor that reduces the ability of MHC1 to present antigens to CD8 plus T cells, as mentioned in the passage. Therefore, this option presents an incorrect statement regarding the effect of bortezomib on MHC1 presentation. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question. Which of the following accurately describes the characteristic of MHC2 molecules? Once again, pretty first order question, so if you need more time, please feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, moving on now. MHC2 molecules are primarily expressed on antigen-presenting cells, APCs, such as dendritic cells, macrophages, and B cells, unlike MHC1, which presents antigens derived from intracellular pathogens to CD8 plus T cells. MHC2 presents antigens derived from extracellular pathogens to CD4 plus T cells. The correct answer, option B, accurately describes the antigen loading process onto MHC2 molecules. Antigen loading onto MHC2 occurs through the association with beta-2 microglobulin and the TAP protein, followed by the release of the invariant chain within an acidified endosome. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Antigen loading onto MHC2 occurs through the association with beta-2 microglobulin and the TAP protein. Moving on to see why the other answer choices are incorrect. MHC2 presents antigens derived from extracellular pathogens to CD4 plus T cells, not intracellular pathogens to CD8 plus T cells. MHC2 is predominantly found on antigen-presenting cells, not on all nucleated cells. MHC2 interacts with CD4 plus T cells, not CD8 plus T cells. Gold salts used in rheumatoid arthritis treatment do not enhance the ability of MHC2 to present antigen to CD4 plus T cells. In fact, gold salts inhibit both MHC1 and MHC2 presentation, making this option incorrect. That will do it all for today's content, guys. I'm really excited to start this new video series on immunology. So if you like this content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to also leave those in the comment section below. If not, this is FixerMed signing off. Be sure to have a great day, everyone, and good luck studying. Goodbye.